Hello, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great also. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, thanks for calling. Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
I see you're based in Worcester.
Yeah, it's 100 FM The Pike in Worcester. Before that, it was The Fox. I don't know if you listened to radio during your time here, but
The Fox.
Kind of.
I remember The Fox.
Yeah, and it turned into The Pike. Still a rock station. You know, we're
nice.
right in downtown, right here on Commercial Street, right near City Hall.
Oh, yeah. Hey, is this the same building that used to be WNEB by any chance?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We have WXLOs up here. Our country station, Nash Icon, is up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if this was the same building.
Okay. Well, very cool.
Yeah.
And I'll be playing in Northampton soon.
Yeah.
As well.
And what is that, like a couple weeks or a week? I think on the 8th of December.
December 8th is my date in Northampton. It's Monday, December 8th, so that's just about 2 weeks away.
Yeah, at the legendary Iron Horse Music Hall. Have you played there before?
Yes. I have never played there before. This will be my first time.
Oh, my God. The people who have been on that stage, it's pretty amazing. That's awesome. Your album is called I Think I'm Spending Christmas With You. Is this your first Christmas album?
Yes, it sure is. I have put out Christmas songs before, and a number of these songs have been used in my Hallmark Christmas movies. But it's the first time I've put out a full-length album, and these are 9 brand new original Christmas songs that I wrote, and then there's 3 classics as well that are my favorites.
Now, Alicia Witt is not a successful actress dipping her toe into music. It seems like you try to. You've been in so much TV and so many movies, but at the same time, this is your. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this your 7th or 8th album?
This is my 7th one. Right. I'll be recording my 8th in January.
Oh yeah, so you're staying on it just as strong as you're staying with your acting career. Some actors, I like Don Johnson comes to the top of mind right now. You know, he put out, I'll dip my toe into music. You know, I'll put out an album. You know, Kevin Bacon, same thing. Him and his brother go out and they play some gigs for fun. But you are equally, it seems you're equally as dedicated to the music as you are the acting. Any crossover there when it comes to acting skills, music skills, back and forth?
I would say yes, in the sense that both are about connecting to people, but they're very different in the sense that when I play a role, I'm doing just that. I'm playing a character and I'm saying words that someone else wrote most of the time. And I'm figuring out how to bring this character to life in a way that feels believable and follow along on her journey. And when I'm playing my original songs or whatever songs I'm playing, it's just me and I'm there as myself to connect my heart to those who are there to enjoy the music that night. I just love both of these, and I can't imagine my life without one or the other. If I haven't made a movie in a while, I start really craving filming again. And if I haven't been in the recording studio for a while, I just start craving that experience. I think for me, my happy place is being equally immersed in both.
Yeah, and connecting. You know, that could definitely, that's a great feeling. So you started playing music at a young age, but you also started acting. You were 7 when you were in the first Dune. Is that correct?
That's exactly right.
And when did you start playing piano? Because by the time you were a teenager, you were quite accomplished.
I also started playing piano when I was 7.
Wow.
And I started competing a few months after I started with the lessons. It was just something that I took to really fast.
Wow.
Piano specifically. So, yeah, by the time I was 14, I had already competed in a lot of contests and was kind of on that potential path to start applying to universities and taking that career seriously. But I knew at that point I didn't want to be a classical pianist for a living, even if I was fortunate enough to have that offered to me. So I was hooked on acting from having made the one movie when I was 7. And I already knew as well that music was going to be a big part of my life, but I was playing piano to support myself, like background music in restaurants and hotels. And I always envisioned myself performing my original songs and singing and doing that in front of audiences. But it took me a little while longer to be brave enough to share those songs in public and start doing it consistently.
You did, as you said, played kind of like background music, piano in restaurants and stuff. You played, what was the hotel you would play at on a regular basis in Los Angeles?
My weekly gig was at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, which is where Pretty Woman was filmed.
Wow.
It's just about as iconic as you can get. It was the best gig I could have wished for, to be able to support myself. And also they gave me the freedom when I did get a movie, like when I filmed Mr. Holland's Opus, that was in the middle of my job at the Beverly Wilshire. But as long as I could contact other piano players who worked there and fill my slots, I was free to come and go as I needed.
Nice.
They were so supportive of me.
That's awesome. You on a few of the roles you've had in television and movies, like you mentioned Mr. Holland's Opus, you're playing piano. How many of those roles where you're playing did they discover afterwards that you played piano and said, hey, why don't we work that in? Or did they kind of focus on you because you played piano?
Thank you for asking that. I love that question. It's, I would say, about half and half.
Oh, okay.
When I was on the show Sybil, they had no idea I played the piano, but there was a grand piano, a grand Steinway, just sitting there on the set. So, of course, like a moth to a flame, I sat down at the piano and played a bit in between setups and rehearsals when we were first rehearsing it, and long before we filmed. And the producers were like, wait a minute, you play piano. Let's write that into Zoe. So it turned out that the first glimpse we had of Zoe, the introduction to her, was me sitting at the piano, playing this grand, I think I was playing Liebesstrom, in fact, I think. And then Sybil walks in and I slouch over and start playing chopsticks. And it told you so much about who Zoe was in the very first moment you meet her in the first episode. So that was all just because they wrote that aspect of her in, and then I ended up playing in many, many episodes. And lots of other things, like Ally McBeal, I had the privilege of singing with Randy Newman.
Wow.
And I sang another song, too. That was, David E. Kelley did know that I was a singer, so he had me in the musical episode that they had. That was intentional. And then, there's been countless others, but the movie that's probably most notable in this way is called Playing Mona Lisa. It's a not super well-known movie of mine, but it remains one of my favorites. We filmed it in the year 99, I believe. Mm-hmm. And the role was originally written for a ballerina, and it tells the story of a gal who's recently graduated from college, where she's been focusing on her dancing. And much like a classical pianist, if you're a dancer, you are intensely focused on that discipline. You are not doing much of anything else with your life. And then in quick succession, the character gets dumped by her boyfriend. Her apartment in San Francisco gets destroyed by an earthquake, and she has to move back in with her folks. And she also gets rejected from a big competition that she applies to. So she finds herself having a bit of a delayed adolescence, and for the first time in her life, she starts partying and hanging out and drinking for the first time, and just, it's very innocent and sweet and funny. But I I definitely have 2 left feet. And when I was offered this role, I thought, okay, I know they can do special effects and put my head on the body of somebody who's dancing. But I said, what if we change the character of Claire to be a classical pianist? And I was grateful that they agreed. And the whole story easily and effortlessly translates to someone who has that same discipline, but for classical music. And so instead of pretending I was a dancer, I got to brush up on my classical music skills. And for the first time since I had been around 14, I got my playing back up to the level that it had been when I was competing. And there it is on film. I'm playing these very complicated pieces at full speed, like a concert pianist would. And also telling a story that was very personal to me because I was familiar with this world. And also I was going through my first breakup at the time. And I too had my first drink while I was filming.
Wow,
I was 23 already, but I was like, it was all very true to me because I also had a bit of a delayed adolescence, and I was experiencing all the same things Claire was experiencing.
Yeah.
So it's a magical movie to me, and I'm still really proud of it, playing Mona Lisa.
Well, the first time I saw you playing piano was on Twin Peaks. Just warn you right now. I'm a huge David Lynch fan. So my girlfriend, my now wife, but then girlfriend, big fan of the show. I hadn't gotten into it. Walked in while she was watching the show, and it was right at that moment you were playing with Ray Wise, and he was singing "Come On, Get Happy." At first, I was like, okay, this is bizarre, and I love it. What the heck is this? And we only have a couple of minutes left, and I know that's not enough time to really talk about this, but you worked with David Lynch, as we mentioned before, starting at 7 in that first Dune movie. Yeah. And everyone that I've talked to or heard talking about him said that it was really like he took care of people like family. Did you have that feeling also? No question. He felt and still feels like an uncle to me, nothing less than family, especially since he is the reason I love acting and the reason I found this world. And I got to work with him 4 times. The role you're talking about on Twin Peaks, which I totally left out when you asked about music in my roles, he did write that role for me. And it not only was a great deal of fun to incorporate piano into an acting role, which was the first of many times that I did that, but that was the very first. But also that helped me a great deal because I was just about to move to LA and getting representation for the first time and going into rooms and auditioning for roles and taking it seriously. And the fact that I now could say I had just been on one of the hottest shows on television was, he knew what a big deal that would be for my career. And he gave me that blessing, and it helped me get into rooms that I otherwise wouldn't have gotten into. And then I got to work with him twice more in an HBO movie called Hotel Room, playing my first adult role. But yeah, I did that. And then I was in The Return, Twin Peaks, playing the same character who had taken a very dark turn. Yes, very dark. Yeah. Yeah.
But my next album is going to be dedicated to David.
Oh, nice.
Every song on it comes from his, I think, as iconic as his work is, perhaps his life's work truly is to connect people in divine, unconditional love and to teach that this life is so precious and so short, and it's all about that love. His work with transcendental meditation takes you to that place. And his work does too, actually. It unites people who feel alone and lets them know that they're not the only ones who see things in a different way. So I'm recording this in January with the incredible singer-songwriter and producer Joe Henry, and we're going to hopefully do David proud with this work.
I'm sure that will happen. Worcester's Alicia Witt, thank you for taking the time this morning. We appreciate it. Spend this holiday season with her new album. I Think I'm Spending Christmas with You. Spend Monday, December 8th with her at the Iron Horse Music Hall in Northampton. Alicia, good luck with this album. Looking forward to the next one and looking forward to seeing you on the big and small screen again, too. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. What a lovely time it's been talking to you. Happiest holidays to everyone.